All right, people, most of you will not believe what happened. This is the second time I'm making this video. I actually made it earlier today, and when I got home and tried to edit, or when my daughter started editing, we found out that the microphone wasn't working. The battery was dead, so it wasn't charged. So basically, all the wind, we live in Ireland, and it's pretty windy. You might not see it well now, but earlier it was, and the wind was getting in the way of everything I was saying. So basically it was unusable. So here I am doing it the second time. But then again, I can't be too off the rocks, because the second time around I've had time to do a little bit of research. In the first video I made mention of a Chinese bamboo tree, and I'm going to talk about that a little now. So basically, I would make this video for investors, for myself first and foremost, and then for people who might be encouraged to take the move and keep kicking and keep moving. So you are here, a typical person working 37.5 hours a week in Europe, or 40 hours in some other places. I don't know the laws everywhere, but here this is what we have: 37.5. And then if you have a blue-collar job, chances are you're still doing courses on the side to keep you relevant to your job, or for promotion or things like that, and you cannot discount that time. It's very important as well. And if you're a blue-collar job, you still have some certifications you have to do every now and again, and side hustles that you do, because if you're a low-wage earner, this channel is mainly for low-wage earners. If you're a high-wage earner, well then fine. Or if your expenses happen to catch up with your income, you're welcome as well. So mainly this channel will be for people with a side hustle, and using the money of the money gotten from the side hustle to do investments, or to invest. Now, if you're an investor, chances are you will work for about 50 hours a week. Now, I've heard people say, successful people, like, let me just check this mic to make sure. Yeah, the battery's still on. That CEOs work 60, 80-hour weeks, and that's why they're successful. The truth of the matter is, they have been working 60 to 80 hours before they became CEO. And the average person does the 40 hours, and most people just leave it at that. But it doesn't end there. I am of the opinion that if you want to take it a step further, in fact, you have to take it a step further if you want to be successful. So you work your normal hours, you do your side hustles, plus your courses, certifications you're doing. Those take up a huge chunk of your time. And chances are you'll be doing this for a few years without any significant changes to your lifestyle, because that extra income, you are investing it because you have to. This brings me to the topic of the Chinese bamboo. If you're an investor, you have to be patient. As far as you know what you're doing and you're seeing the results, you have to be patient. I heard this first from a fella called Les Brown. I respect Les Brown. God, I salute to that man. And he talked about the story of the Chinese bamboo. The Chinese bamboo is a tree where if you plant the seed, it takes about 5 years for it to sprout out of the soil or out of the ground. So you plant a seed, year 1, nothing comes out of the ground. Year 2, and you're taking care of it. You're watering it, nourishing it, and doing everything that you do to normal plants. Year 2, nothing out of the ground. Year 3, nothing out of the ground. Year 4, nothing out of the ground. And then year 5, all of a sudden you see it sprout, and it comes out of the ground. Hopefully the wind is not interfering with my speech. On the 5th year, it sprouts out of the soil. Now, I don't know how many plants or how many farmers has 5-year patience for a seed to sprout out of the ground. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably think it's dead. But here's the remarkable thing. Within 6 weeks of it sprouting out of the ground, it grows up to about 90 feet tall. I did not say 19. I said 90 feet tall within 6 weeks. Now that, my friend, is remarkable, and that can be That is compared to the law of compounding. So the first few years that you're compounding, you're just throwing money at it, everything but this kitchen sink at this thing, and it doesn't seem to be moving. And if you check out the graph or the chart for law of compounding or compounding effect, as far as investing, that's what you're going to see. The first few years it's crawling. It's like you're throwing money into a black hole, and then all of a sudden it picks up momentum, and then it grows. It takes on a life of its own and just begins to multiply geometrically. So this is just to encourage people out there that it's gonna take a while. I'm not a millionaire yet. Okay, we're still in the process. I'm still building as well. And if you have a spouse that's on the same page as you, look, the world is your oyster. It makes it a whole lot easier. Two incomes, you guys can plan how you want it done. If your spouse is not on the same page as you, this is going to be tough. Okay, it's going to be a steep battle. And if you have kids, some things are gonna just have to give. Okay, either you're gonna have to sleep less or play less, or some of your happy-go-lucky times, you're just gonna have to put that on a back burner, unfortunately. But it is for the good of, it is for the betterment of the future. So hopefully this encourages somebody to keep going. Look, if you want to subscribe to my page, that's fine. If you don't want to subscribe to my page, that's your problem. Because to be frank, I don't care. I'm mainly doing this so in a few years time I can come back to these videos and look at it and say, I remember where I started. This was the genesis of it all. And hopefully this encourages somebody to take action and know what they're doing and keep going. Get a mentor if you must. Get a mentor, because the last thing you want to do is put in all this time, not just the money, all the time that you cannot get back into it and find out that what you're doing is wrong from the onset. So get a mentor if you can, and test the mentor. Make sure they have your best interest at heart. There's a club in Ireland called on Facebook called Cash Flow Club Ireland on Facebook, run by Carl Davidson. It's a very good club. I've just been made an expert on that club recently as far as the stocks. So it's mainly cash flow based on Robert Kiyosaki's principles. We have on there people who are experts at businesses, experts in real estate, experts in stocks, experts in precious metals, gold, silver, Bitcoin, even commodities and all that. So that's where I round it up for today, and we're just back from Spain. I was in Spain last week. If you see my last video, you know I was in Costa Brava. We just came back 2 nights ago, and today's Sunday. Did a family cycle, and I'm here in the park making a video as usual. Back to work. All right, so I leave it at that for now, and hopefully see you again in the next video. Thank you.